Are you a homeschool mom who is feeling overwhelmed? Are you a homeschool mom who is feeling burned out? Are you feeling like you are not doing enough? Got some little bit of insight for you today. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you're new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4. We're in our 9th year of homeschooling. I have now officially been a parent for almost 14 years, and I've got just a few little snippets that I want to share with you today. Are you ready? Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. While you are down there, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Before we go any further, guys, first, while you're down in those comments, do me a favor and let me know about a time when you felt like you just weren't enough. Because it happens to all of us. We're women. I feel like it is disproportionately impacts our gender. Despite the fact that we are doing what I would argue is way more than the other gender counterparts. Why is that? We have unrealistic expectations for ourselves. Why? Because I literally just saw a study today that basically said that we are now, women, mothers, are now holding higher ranking positions at work than we have ever held. We are also still doing the same amount of housework. We are in the workforce in a staggering statistic of more than we have ever been. And yet, we are still responsible for the bulk of the meals and the meal prep and the childcare and the homeschooling. Why would we feel like we're not enough when we're doing so much more? I want you to know that it is time that we are okay with being not enough. I am okay with being not enough. Now, let me tell you when this actually really recently worked in my favor. We have Friendsgiving coming up with our homeschool friends from the time that I am filming this video. And in times past, I have phoned it in as far as like friend get-togethers and things like that with something that we love, which is Tim Hortons Timbits. If you're unfamiliar, it is a Canadian company, and they're essentially like donut holes, Canadian-themed donut holes. And we recently in the Houston area got some Tim Hortons places. It's like coffee, donuts, breakfast sandwiches, that kind of thing. And look at Dunkin', Canadian Dunkin' Donuts, essentially. We were headed to a get-together with our homeschool friends. It was actually, I think it was when the kids were filming their like film school video project, and they had enlisted all their friends to star in their video. And which I don't know that I ever shared, but they made a 97 on that video. I was really proud of them because you send it in and somebody else grades it. But we did like a breakfast buffet for the kids, okay? And so I stopped on our way down and bought just a lot of Timbits. Essentially a lot of donut holes. And what it was is I was kind of cutting the corner. So I didn't want to have to be responsible for making something or sourcing something, like do this whole thing. I just stopped and bought donut holes, essentially. And we have Friendsgiving. That was then, and we have Friendsgiving coming up. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we will be going straight from a performance for my older daughter to Friendsgiving, straight to an art show for my younger daughter, picking up my niece somewhere in there so she can stay the night. And it's going to be a really wild day. And I had a friend asking me what I was planning to do for that, since she's going to be at the same show going immediately to the Friendsgiving. Like, what's your plan? How are you handling this? And I was like, well, I was thinking I might just do Timbits again. And she told me one of the most reassuring phrases that I maybe have ever heard. She said, oh, the kids were talking about it and they said that they hoped you'd bring those. What a win. What a win for me. Put this in the win column. I phoned it in. I cheated and I just threw money at the problem last minute on the way. And that is now what the kids are hoping I will do. Can we talk about the gloriously low bar of amazing? It just made my day. I want to remind you, we don't have to do it all. And for Christ's sake, we certainly don't have to be doing it all well. Do not damage your well-being because you are trying to do more, better, all of it shinier. You have to be okay not being enough. You just have to, or you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to discourage yourself. it's going to get to an unsustainable point. I recently saw a quote, I think it was on Instagram, but talking about how capacity and capability are not the same. Just because I have the capacity to fit it in my schedule or to make it happen, that doesn't mean that I am, with the tools I have in that moment, capable of putting it in my schedule or making it happen. Take the bar down. Stop raising it for yourself and stop raising it for your sisters in the world, okay? Our homeschool friends have gotten to the point where we actually just have play dates, plain play dates. They don't have theming. They don't have food. They don't have any kind of elaborateness. It is literally just getting together. We get to chat. The kids get to run feral, and everyone loves it. This is something that I have grown into and found to be more and more true as my parenting journey and my homeschool journey goes on. The kids don't want structured activities. They don't. They want to run. They want to play. They want to go to the park. They want to hit the splash pad. They don't want to have elaborate crafts and elaborate things that they have to sit near their friends to do. They don't want to have those group classes. They want to run wild. They want to have those 90s kids afternoon that really and truly made life so great. Okay. So stop overdoing it. Stop raising the bar on yourself, especially in this season right now. Just remember that not being enough is okay, because who says what's enough? Feed yourself, dress yourself, make sure everybody's clean, happy. But beyond that, stop raising the bar. There's no reason we need to do it. And stop judging other people for not raising the bar. I am always worried that my baseboards are not clean. I don't know that I have ever noticed the cleanliness of someone else's baseboards. Like, for example, when I decided I was going to sit here, I was like, oh, I wonder if my floor is clean, because that's the landing on our stairs. Is it? I don't know. If somebody feels compelled, zoom in and let me know if it's dusty. I'm just going to be okay. I'm going to be okay with it. I'm going to be okay not being enough. Yeah, I'm going to be okay being the person whose stair landing isn't perfectly dusted every day. It's going to be okay. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do my best. And by lowering the bar, by allowing myself to show up in the capacity that I feel capable of, I'm going to be happier for it. Okay, I'm going to take the stress off. We're going to teach this lesson to our children, especially our girls, okay? That you are not obligated to do every single thing for every single one. What you should be focusing on is doing your best with the resources you have right now, and your resources do change, okay? So I don't have the same amount of money now that I'm going to have next week. I don't have the same amount of time in my schedule that I'm going to have next week. I didn't sleep the same last night that I will the night before next week, okay? Your capacity is not the same as what you are capable of. And some days I am capable of making a big elaborate meal and getting all the laundry done and getting up and being totally filming ready by 8 a.m. And the world is great and wonderful and birds are chirping outside. And some days I am a bridge troll who stays in her pajamas and we just don't do as much, because that is what I am capable of that day. And that is okay. And do you know why? I am okay with not being enough. These are these wild expectations that we put on ourselves. How often have you been told something like that from someone else? And how often is it that little Jiminy Cricket voice in your own head that makes you feel that way? And let me just say, if somebody outside of your head is telling you stuff like that, kick them in their shin. Okay? Because they don't get to do that. But what I am saying, often we put these unreasonable expectations on ourselves. It leads to frustration. It leads to burnout. Just buy the freaking Timbits and move along. Okay? Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, if nothing else, I will be your sister in the world and tell you that my house is not clean right now. That landing is dusty. I buy the Timbits and I am genuinely happier for it because I'm okay not being enough. My capacity and my capability are two incredibly different things. And today, what I am capable of is this. Tomorrow, what I am capable of is something else. And my capacity, may I never be full. May it never be full. I want to be okay not being enough. And you know what? A lot of days I'm too much. And I know that as well for many people. Be okay with it. Don't lead yourself to burnout. Don't lead yourself to resentment. Don't lead yourself to just not taking time to enjoy the life that you've made for yourself. Okay. Buy the Timbits. Buy the freaking Timbits. All right, guys. That's it. Do me a big favor, scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Share with us a time when you decided good enough was good enough and you moved on with your life and you never looked back and it didn't actually matter and it wasn't something that maybe was as big as it felt in the moment and you were happy and you decided that your peace was the most important thing. Because I love to hear it. I absolutely love to hear it. I don't want to hear any times you were neglectful or a bad parent or any of that, but I want to hear when you are human. We're all human. And I think there's a lot out in the world that has been done and led to tell us that we should be superhuman. But guess what? You don't have to put your underwear on the outside. You're doing fine. Bye, guys.